Welcome. I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. I'm messed with some new lighting. My sister insisted I get it. She was saying it would be a lot better, so I went ahead and got it. Apparently I lost a lot of work yesterday. Not sure why it keeps happening, but for some reason this map keeps on, just for me and Ripshade, where we'll get into something and we'll do a bunch of work and it just won't save. So I had marine bodies set up here so that you'd see them through. Is it this one? This was one of them. So you'd see them up through the glass, and I made the glass like really dark. The glass is not as dark as it used to be. It's the duplication of the glass, I think, that's breaking it. Because as soon as I set up the glass, it broke. And then whenever I went back in here, after resetting the game and everything, it seems to have not... Might not have been that one. It seems to have not done the thing... Like, fixed it. Okay, this one was definitely one of them. And the idea was that this guy was indicating to the hologram a place to look. And then next to him were two Marines. Let's see. This one was probably one of them. Looking down. That other one, not so much. Nope. Just the Marine. No, what's behind the Marine, please? Okay. Oh, let me get over to proper chat because I had OBS open, so it probably would have worked just fine that way. But let's see. And then I had there's one guy who's indicating up to the air, up in the air. Oh, let's just reset that rotation. And I had him set up to be. Wish we didn't have to use corpses for this. It's a little weird, a little morbid. But yeah, I had him like pointing up. And then I had a Marine that was next to him that looked like he was looking pretty well. Where's this one? This one might have been the other one over here, actually. Not this guy for sure. Because this guy is also looking down and sort of indicating with an arm. As if the two of them were having a conversation. And not at all dead. You can't really, you can kind of tell that they're in their weird, you know, dead pose. So it doesn't especially, it's not the best setup. But it's better to have, you know, something with these bodies and then like, you know, have them set up than to have just an empty base. I think it might have been something like this. And then I had two elites. As if, you know, they were making... Okay, this guy, he was over here. And it might be a little strange for all of this, but yeah, anyway. He was over here looking at theirs. Figured a gold elite would make sense for this. And then I had the very next red elite. I remember it was the very next one up. And whenever you look up through a really dark window, all of this looked pretty good. Whenever I had it set up before, which I might need to reset up the window because apparently setting up the window in the first place was potentially what was breaking it. Still not certain. Okay, because you're going to be down here, looking up at them through this window. Yeah, that's still way too light. Gonna go ahead and save it, and hopefully duplicating this window this time doesn't break the entire forge and make it not save. Because we're talking about like that, or darker. I actually had another... I went over here and I'd grabbed this one, which is 60%. And I came up here and I adjusted all the measurements to be the same as these by going in here. 57, 69, 3.8. So, 57, ooh, that's an 8. 57. 69, nice. 3.8. There we go. And snap that in there, and then once it was sufficiently dark, like this, you look up and you can only barely see what they're doing. And it's not quite as obvious anymore that they're in weird poses. Like they're dead. I think this guy's got to be more turned. And there we go. Yeah, now it looks like they're having a conversation. Anyway, the point is that this might be able to be completely removed. Let's see, you started streaming at 11:17. Nice. So basically, if these guys are, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So basically, these guys, if they're in this, if they're, if you're doing this, then it's like, it's kind of limited, But if you're, it's like super limited by the fact that you're having to deal with corpses. But hopefully, by the time, maybe whenever they introduce campaign AI, I can just spawn some up there, and just have them standing around, put them all in the same team or something like that. I'm not sure what I'd do, but if I can put Marines up here and the elites start killing them, then I'll just do the Marines. If I can put them all in one team, then I'll put the Marines and the elites up here, and just make it to where they can't get out, and make it to where the bot, like the what do you call it? Their Nav-mesh would be around this. It would be all around in the glass area, but not really around the edges, or something to that effect. So they don't run over to the edge and just sit there running into the edge or something dumb like that. They'll just wander around inside here. But anyway, that's a maybe. That's a if this doesn't look good enough. And also, if, once they add the campaign AI. So, let's see. Now this, actually, I'm going to delete this and redo it based on that one. So that it's already at the correct angle. And all I've got to do is adjust. Boom. Okay. Let's see. I am going to grab this. Okay, so what I had before was basically this. This is all me rebuilding what I already did earlier. That's why I'm not really talking about it too much. I mean, I did just talk about the corpses, but with these panels and where they're located and stuff like that, and how I'm like setting them up is very. I had it already done, and then save bug hit. So. It's very frustrating whenever all these bugs are hitting all the time. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Okay. So now we've got that. So basically, that observation deck, that window is gonna wrap all the way around. I had even, jeez, I just realized. So this is supposed to be out. No. Oh, out this way. And then stretch. No, the other way. Over here. And then it's supposed to stretch this way, out a good distance. And then I was going to put the glass panel next to it. I think I did it about there. And then what I did was, I went ahead and grabbed one of these, and I rolled it this way. This is all 90%, by the way. 90% opacity. So it's the darkest that one pane of glass can be. Now this is the annoying bit, is that I already also had micro-adjusted this. So now we're going to adjust this in. And then snap this to there. And that should be about right. Nope. Ooh, come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that it goes along with the frame and looks good. And the idea is that you'd be able to walk out and observe what's going on down there very easily. But yeah, let's see. So that means I have to delete this, duplicate this one, and then duplicate this one. And I need that to snap there. There we go. And then I need this thing to stretch out all the way to there. Oh, am I going the wrong way? No. Oh, okay, I see. Because I turned on the increment. Okay. Alright. There we go. So that is roughly what I was looking at as being our setup for that. And what I was thinking was, and I had done a bunch more, but we'll figure all that out. Like I figured I adjusted this so that it would I had to do this. I had to snap this over here. I had put this down at the correct height and then gone over here. Location 1 is my center line for the entire map, as discovered by all of those pieces. So now I just need to adjust the lengths of these pieces. And I found out that these are not meeting up correctly. I don't know if you can see it right now without any guidance, but basically this spot, that corner and that corner, there's something wrong with them. I'm not sure what exactly it is, if they need to be moved that way or this way. But basically, I'm thinking that I'm going to keep this side, because it's the side that I finished all this on, and move all of this to match that one, even though I think that this is the one that's not the intended one. And just make it become the intended one. Mainly because of how all this was just slightly misaligned. Just ever so slightly. So this thing needs to... Wait, no. Let's go back to where we were. Oh boy, what did I do? Well, I'm going to reset the rotation. There we go. I did one angle just wrong. There we go. Now it's back to where it was. I need to put this back in the middle and flip it around so that I can scale this side in. Halo Wars. Let's see. Alright. How did it do those two angles? That is not what I told it to do, and since I can't undo scales, that completely messes up my entire progress. I very specifically was doing the other angle, and then it just like snaps to the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Now, start this scaling thing back over, and there we go. Let's see. I leave for Vegas tonight, man. I was thinking of taking some inspiration for my castle from the Excalibur while I'm out there. If you don't know, that's the big castle casino on the Strip. Oh. It has a mall on like the 3rd floor, lol. Wow. A casino castle with a mall included inside. That's pretty crazy. And here I thought going to Houston and seeing the malls that have the you know, the ice skating rink inside in the basement 3 or whatever was crazy big. That's huge. That's crazy. That would be really cool to like base a map off of. Let's see. That would be awesome, actually. Like legitimately awesome. I don't know what that place looks like, of course. So I'll have to check out your map whenever you're done, so I know what it's like. Or whenever you're getting closer to done, I guess. Doesn't have to be finished yet, I guess. This is all weird. Something is off. But this is the weirdness of this side of the map. You know what I mean? This is the trouble I've been dealing with, is figuring this out. Oh, that's off too. Okay. You ever played GTA San Andreas? I did, but I don't remember that castle. Do you want me to search it? Let's see. Just to see real quick. I mean, I could just look up the castle, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if any of these are correct. I could just look up the actual castle. Let's see. The place I'm talking about is on the strip in San Andreas. Okay. Castle on the strip, San Andreas. Did I spell that correctly? Now it's just pulling up GTA. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Let me see if that'll come. This will come up with anything. Ah, is it this one? This one with the red and the blue? That's cool looking, if this is it. Vegas Castle Photography. It's very cool at night. And that one, just type in the Excalibur. I'll do that. The Excalibur Las Vegas. Okay, that was it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That looks good. Cool. And that's inside. That is really cool looking. Well, that'll be awesome. That'll be a really cool map. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing, by the way. I was on it, lol. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm seeing that basically, okay, this side of the map is centered at 1, right? And everything in the middle is centered at 1. And then this side of the map, as you can see here, is not centered at 1. And I was just putting up with it earlier with this thing, with this piece here. But the problem is that that's not really going to work for the whole map. And I think that I do actually have to have it aligned. I mean, it's a minute, like, point, like 3, I think, off or something like that. Like, this piece is actually centered at 1.17. So 117. And this piece has its rotational point is actually apparently off center for some reason. I don't know why they put that off center. Let's see about this ductwork. Okay, that one's not off center left or right. This one's at 1. Okay, so I put this whole thing at 1 apparently. I didn't put the rest of the room at 1. The rest of the room is off. Now I need to figure out where I can find a piece that's in the middle that also has its rotation in the center. Let's see. Yeah, here's one. This one's location is 1.01, so apparently I have been putting everything at 1 as I've added it. That can go to 1. Is that off center for the rest of this railing? No, so apparently we've been fixing it over time, but for some reason this block, as you can see here, is not at 1. If it was, then it would be lining up correctly, which means that railing is off. Or, I mean, that this column is off, which is what I was talking about with that column being attached to that column and then being off here. And they are not, you know, it's not correct. So I need to get them to be the same. Like, basically, if I were to, like, duplicate this, right? And then bring it down into that one. And then rotate it around and scale it over. They wouldn't line up perfectly, or they do. That's weird. Okay, then why is this one off? Is it literally just this column that's off? It should be in the same exact location as over there. My door frames are the same. Are they? Wait a minute. Is something weird going on with my door frames? Also, what's going on with that? That needs to be fixed. Okay, so this side has a larger protrusion than this side, and that's why it looks like they're off. But anyway, they are the same. Yeah, here's the thin side. Okay, I'm flying all over the place trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so first of all, I need to copy this over here anyway, because this big ol' tall one is not what I'm going with anymore. I'm going with this. So let's go ahead and do that. Is this correct? That appears to be right. Nope. Wait, yeah. Wait, it is? I'm confused. Oh, what are you saying? This happens so often to me where something won't line up properly. Just learn to ignore it. Feel like most people won't notice it. Yeah, it does happen a lot, and I understand. I just, I was keeping it really well aligned up until this one point, so I was just trying to see if I could figure out how to get that, but you're right. I probably shouldn't be too fussy about it. So, this thing needs to be scaled differently. Okay, I kind of want to save and then quit and make sure, and come back in, make sure it's saving before I go any farther. Because I have done this 2 times now. This is the 3rd time I'll have to be rebuilding this observation deck. Latest version. And half of it is done from last time. Like, I only lost half my work from the last time the save failed. Like, I literally had to rebuild the entire observation deck last time. And it was like, well, whatever. To the point where whenever, you know, Ripshade came in and looked at it, the galaxy hologram I think was still down low, where it was like blocking field of view, you know? It was blocking sight lines and making it very difficult to see through. And I had only placed it there just to see how bad it would be, and I was like, yeah, no, this is too bad, I need to figure out a better way. And that's whenever I came up with the idea of putting the observation deck up top anyway, because I was trying to figure out how I was going to do the glass dome, you know, the glass roof. And I was like, well, what if instead of a glass dome being around here, where you look up and it's just a dome, you know? What if I make one more deck up above it, and I put this sort of rounded shape glass around it so they can sort of be, like, observe everything. Like, I figure you can look down here. I'm going to try and make, I'm considering adding a door right here, like a small door here, that'll make it to where the barracks players can actually come back through here and jump down into this. And if I do, I might even put a small rail over there, where it's like slightly higher, where I guess the question would be in 4v4 mode if I want that to be a playable space or not, and I would have to talk to Ripshade if what he thinks about that. I'm thinking that'd be really cool to have that, to have an area you can only get to by jumping off of it from up here. But yeah. Regret saying that's awesome. I feel like things shift around sometimes by themselves, because I'll come back to some stuff I was working on and things will just be 0.1 of the world unit pushed out of its original spot. I placed it. It's weird. Yeah, I think that part of that has to do with updates. I don't know what it is exactly, but something about their updates. See, it kind of looks like they're convening up there around a galaxy hologram. I think I had actually put these guys like more up underneath the hologram last time, where they were like, this elite was practically had his head in it. So where it's more like this. And also, maybe you want to move him a little further back so it looks like he's looking up at where that guy's pointing, because I had moved him forward a minute ago, but I think this is actually better. Yeah, looks like he's taking direction from the other guy now. But anyway, just with some body language. But anyway, okay, yeah. So it is saving, which is good. I think once I copy this thing over, this glass is going to be sticking out through it, and we're going to have to line them up. I might even put a flat panel for them to meet at in the middle. Basically, like, if I snap it, if I do that, and then I say, where is it? Wait, it is, let's see, which direction? X. It is on the x-axis 1, right. I knew that. So that would be my middle, and then I'd shrink it down and make them meet there. But I wouldn't have giant frame for this panel. I'd just say that they, you know, that's it. But anyway, so I think that to do this, I should actually, to line all this up properly, I feel like I should take this one, and this one, and that one. Well, actually, I'll do them individually. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to duplicate it, flip it around, and then drag it over. Let me make sure I didn't just, because sometimes these things have their center point, their rotational points off. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, you said it's weird. Hell, sometimes when I use prefabs, I'll place them where I want them to do a bunch of other work on my maps. Save, come back a few days later, and the prefabs will be where I spawned them from the menu. Yeah, I also have noticed the same bugs, the same issues. They're really frustrating. They're almost always resolved by, like, you know, saving and quitting, like restarting the game and then turning it back on, and that's the frustrating part, because that means it's literally just the network connection is the problem. Let's see, 4355. Let's see, I want this to be at 435. I'll just go with 4355 and see what that looks like at the bottom. Yeah, that's wrong. It's off by 1, like I always have it as. Go down by 1. Is that still too much off? Yeah, it's more like 0.5 in this area, which is especially weird. So I'm gonna go to 3, and then go to 0.5. There we go. I'm going to assume that this area is off-center by about 0.5. It's actually kind of around 0.3, like I was saying before, but up here it could be by 0.5. It should, like you're saying, it won't really matter. And if I just get this one, 5359. 5359. Over here. Sometimes nudging is easier, like this. 53. 59, but we're going to go back. Like I said, by 0.5, so 0.9 should line it up perfectly like it was on the other side. Good. Okay, cool. So that's good enough. And then what I need to do is do that basically for all of these, for all 3 of these. And then by having these straight ones, it'll be much easier to come out with the rounded, with the angled ones. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna have to flip over these. I flip the angles of these to the other direction. That's going to be a little bit tough. Let's see. Yeah, flip it in the middle. So apparently I did have it set to middle. And then what I'm just going to do, I'm going to copy the X here. Control C. Oop. There we go. And then Control V. And now it's lined up. I'm going to do that box is second, so I don't have to Control C, Control V a whole bunch. What? No. I told you to come back this way. There we go. And now, if I deselect and reselect these, make it Control V. Boom. And now I need to get the X value here. Ooh, what is it? What is this rain? I don't think this is part of the... Oh, it is. This is Overture. Gotcha. That is in my playlist. No. I'm going to go here. There we go. And then this one, all this is going to be viewed from below. The gray, by the way, is not dead set. I just left that as the default gray for the cube. I'm probably going to color all this in a minute. Just going to select them all and do it all at one time. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for these. Duplicate. Turn them around. Get the x-axis of this one. Select these. And then reduce it by 0.5. And then add a minus. And it'll jump over to there. And then I can do... Since those are going to be different anyway, might as well just do the cubes here. And then 0.5 again. And then go back over here to negative, boom. Now we have that set up, and this is the last piece before the glass. And I guess I could just do the same thing with the glass. Makes sense. Because it's going to do the same thing. I gotta sort of rotate it first, obviously. Like these are having to rotate first. And that's because their center point will rotate and change based on how they're angled. So if I, for example, right now, what I did was I moved them over and, oops. Okay, well. If I moved them over and then rotated them into the correct angle, then they would actually be off in their location. But like this is what you're talking about, 24.001. That I think I nudged that to an exact location. Instead of 001, this should be, like you were saying, it's off by 0.001 for some reason. And it's a very common thing, yeah. I see exactly what you're talking about all the time. And I suspect either, well actually I guess that, you know, that bug kind of goes, wow, that is inside that crane. That's a little frustrating. I mean, I actually can bring the crane down. I don't think I need this rail to be this tall. I can shrink it. I think I made it that tall whenever we were talking about it originally, because it looked better that way for the size. I mean, for the let's just go down to like there. I believe I snapped it to this position. And then putting that like right there would be pretty cool. Actually, that would block off any kind of doorway that would be right there. But anyway, I think this would be the perfect height, because it wouldn't block off any doorways. If I did decide to put a doorway there. And it looks pretty good that way. Let's see, I was waiting for it, not gonna lie. See, I knew that was gonna cut into the crane, I was waiting for it, not gonna lie. Yeah. I mean, I could have probably predicted it, but yeah. So the crane is gonna go over and hit that. Maybe I should go higher with the crane, to be honest. I don't know. With this thing, okay, if I decided to duplicate this up. Okay, yeah, that'd be perfect. It would actually almost look like it's attached to it. So like if I went with the rail and went way higher than the glass, and that would mean the boom arm and the the weight would not hit the glass whenever it turns. That might be for the best. All this junk up here can get the heck out of the way. Those were all the old versions of this glass before whenever I was still messing around trying to figure out what I was going to do. I was grabbing all of the supports that could go there, and was doing something very different with it. But yeah, obviously I wouldn't do these 3 small ones. I'd probably scale it back up and use this one again. But those were all like placeholder scaling and locations and everything, so I don't want to go too deep into that. I feel like having a crane that close to the side of a building would be hazardous. Well, it's so that you can, okay, basically what happens is, crate would come down here, that's its thing, right along the rail, come up here, and then be lowered down into where it needs to be for construction and maintenance of all of this. There's not really a door here, like a hatch here. I was thinking that you'd be, raising and lowering and stuff like that for things that would need to be going into this courtyard. maybe it would make more sense just to like drive around the area for turning purposes. Let's see. So the building would be hazard for turning purposes. Yeah, it's like if it turned this way and like just rammed the side of the building with what was dangling from it, makes, yeah. But I mean, you could it would probably have software that control it. That you could just say, yeah, limit it, don't allow it to turn to come over here too far or whatever. But yeah, I definitely see your point. So maybe it needs to just go. I don't know. But I kind of thought we are going to have the crane out here anyway, which now I'm going to want to raise up so it's higher than that glass, or something to that effect. And this crane is actually, this is the loading dock over here, and it would actually be able to raise and lower things down into here, which is down into the storage area. So maybe it would make sense to just not have this crane at all. The idea was that this is the outer crane, and then after it goes through security and through an automated system, it'll actually come through this railing, and now it's allowed to be inside the base, just to separate the Forerunner artifact down below, which is now kind of surrounded in the storage area anyway. You know, so maybe none of it makes sense anymore, and we need to reevaluate where these cranes are, because, yeah. Maybe on top of the place where you have the Marines and Elites at hanging into the middle. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, put it right in the middle of it. That would make sense. After you finish it, of course. Yeah. But yeah. It also might make sense instead of it being for crates, but maybe for transport of personnel or something like that, but we'll see. Anyway, it doesn't necessarily have to make perfect sense. I do like to make things make perfect sense. Like logical, you know, consistency. But, yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. Okay, so all three of these all have the same X? They might. But no, I think because they're sloped inward and rotated on the X-axis, like horizontally, I think they would have a different X from one another. Okay. So let me make sure the Y is the same by snapping it to the other glass. That is not where, but actually it seems to work. Where did it snap? Oh, it snapped in the middle. Okay, I see. The middle of this angled piece. Okay. There we go. That should be correct on the Y-axis, so now we just need to... Oh, wait. Is this the wrong angle? Hard to tell until it's actually in position, but I think so. Yeah. This might be the right angle? This is the right angle. Why is it doing that? Oh, right, because I'm not on the right X-axis. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's right. It just needs to be adjusted. I really wish that this one was my weld point, so I could see a little better and aim it. There we go. And now it needs to come back in and clip by getting this piece's x-axis, 11, 11.1, which means this needs to be negative 10.51. 10.51. Let's see, maybe on top of a place where you have the Marines and Elites hanging into the middle after you finish it. Yes. Now I'm going to try, just to see if I was wrong. I'm going to copy this, just place this here. Let's see if it's correct. If it's perfectly aligned, it is not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so this is going to be different. So the angled glass is definitely different. And it is off by, I mean, I could have just looked at it by going into this menu and seeing that it's different, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Now that should line up. Now I'm going to have to rescale them. Whenever I do, I'll have to snap new ones back into the same position and blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately. But basically what I'll do is I'll duplicate this. Put it into the exact same spot. That, so they're in the exact same location. Then scale this one to be the correct distance. You can kind of see right there where the edge of the color is, and you can kind of see that that's right where it would need to be, just about. You go a little bit further in. By just a bit. Let's see, apparently I got to some kind of snapping that was crazy. Oh wait, it's gonna move over. I need to go half that. Okay, yeah. And then I need to basically magnet it in, back over to its glass, like that. And then that should allow me to delete this one. If I duplicate... Oh wait, I'm not going to there. That's right. Well, okay. If I just go to there and have one angle, what do it look like? Well, not too bad, but I kind of like the idea of the two angles because of the, I like the idea of this flat one. So actually, I need to bring this back to there, but I need to bring it halfway to there because of scaling in both directions. So I need to make another new one and snap it in and scale it back about... Where am I? How fast am I scaling? There it is. You see that little spot where the darker line is? Okay, it's like right there in the mid now. Okay, so right about here is where we're at right now. I think it needs to go just a little bit farther. So right about there. You kind of have to... What happened to my glass? Okay, something I did was wrong. Let me try snapping to the inside of it and see if that's the right spot. Yeah, I think that is the right spot. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so I just accidentally... whenever I snapped it... Oh, okay, I see what I did. I think. No, I'm very confused now. Anyway, apparently I had two panes of glass inside of one of the just now. Okay, so I didn't quite make it perfect, but I got dang close. Now, that's close enough, I think, that I can just rescale this middle piece. I can reposition it to snap it to there, and then put it to X, and then rescale it. So that's what I'm going to do. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go over to... Nope, wrong. Whoop. That thickness of the 37 is going to have to be the way I go. Okay, I'll just keep it this scale. Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do. But the point is that I need to get this one to be, is it 14.7 is my width. So what I need to do is duplicate this. I need to move it back here and then do 14.7 like that, and then I can come over here and snap it into position here like that, and that'll clean all of this up. And actually I don't have to duplicate it anymore. I just realized I can just hit Control V, do that, and then snap it to the one above its location like that, because I have I have a good snapping point already. So there, that's how wide I want it, and then it's going to go flat, and then it's going to be perfect. Okay, cool. So I need these, or at least one of them, so I can duplicate this and rotate it to be the correct angle, and then I need to go snap it in at this corner. Let's go inside there to snap it where we know what's happening. Not that one, that one. There we go. And then I can delete this one. And I can duplicate this one. I can come over here and snap it there. There we go. Delete that one. And then we're basically done. I can delete that one, duplicate, and then done over here. I think. Didn't seem to want to snap in the right spot. There we go. Alright, cool. Okay. And then now we just readjust this one to be lined up correctly, and then we adjust its center point to be at 1, which is not correct, as we can see, because we need to be at 0.5 between these two pieces. That should be correct. How did that not end up correct? After all of this, and somehow that's still not right. Like, the thickness on each side is wrong. How is that the case? Like, I put this in the exact same spot as over here, minus 0.5, right? How is it minus 0.6 with this? After this rescale. Okay, now I'm just confused. No, it looks right there. And that was 0.5 off. I'm very confused. 19.17, 19.75, very different X locations. But they look the same compared to these pieces that are exactly 0.5. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we're just going to nudge it and figure out where the center is. That's probably it right there. So 0.3, which is what I did say originally was the amount that it was off. So somehow I've managed to get right back to 0.3, and I don't know how. I don't know if you guys ever had that happen. Whenever you do all the math wrong, and then you get to the end of the assignment, and somehow have the right answer, and your teacher goes, "You did everything wrong, and yet somehow got to the right answer." I don't understand. Because I think that will change the expression. Did you flip the object? Because I didn't. I did sort of, but you're right. I did do that enough that it would be a problem. Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna need I'm gonna need some supports to make this look good. Because I've got a slope. Otherwise, I'm gonna have this kind of overlap effect. And also, apparently, I need to have this be a different angle than originally. Wait, did I just rotate something? No, we're good. Okay, good. Off by 5 degrees. Nope, I'm going to go by, I think probably 2 degrees if I had to guess. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Or as close to right as it's going to get, and whenever I get down here, I'll have concrete to hide the bottom, and I'll put supports coming down from there to hide those seams. So I need this. It's currently rotated at 132 degrees. So like I said, 2 degrees off. So, because I was doing it by, okay, so if I go there, well, it's actually, I guess, 7 degrees off because I went by 5 and then I went for an additional, so 55 and then went an additional 2. So that should be correct if I am remembering which way to go there. Okay. No, I think it was supposed to be 2 degrees the other way. Okay. Anyway, let's see. This one seems to be 5. Did I do something different? Because I think that will change the X position. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it was. I think it's 2 degrees, 2 more. Okay, I was supposed to go like 5 more degrees and then go 2. Before going 2, I was supposed to go 5 more degrees. Okay. This should be good. There is a gap there. Is there a gap over here? Yeah, okay. I thought that was actually meeting the correct amount, but we're gonna go like that. We're gonna go like that. And like that. What just happened? Oh, I've got 2 of them selected, that's why. There, like that. There. Now that should be good. Looks great, except for the overlap. And that's what we're gonna solve with, actually, like I had all these angled ones. That was with a different part that I was trying to solve. But now I feel like I know exactly what to put here. And that is that there's a support that is this one. This double-sided bracket with like the seam, what do you call it? That like fin in the middle. And then what we're gonna do is we will position it like this. It's a good angle, good like 45-degree angle. I'll probably have to thicken it to make sure that it is correctly sinking in. There we go, and I will put this up inside of here so that it fits. But before I go and claim I've got the right spot, I need to get the right angle, which, as you can see, it's not quite perfect. I need to go like 15 degrees-ish, and then back 5. There we go. That looks right. And then we'll sort of have to figure out a way to center it. Which I think... Is there a point in the middle anywhere that I can go off of? No, everything's kind of on the sides. There's a point in the middle here that I could line up there and then just drag it down. That's what I'll do. put it here and see if I've got the right angle. Does that look off to you guys? I think it is. Well, actually, go in line with this into that line there, and it kind of matches. Yeah, I think it is right. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, what I'm going to do is now grab it, object, turn off welds, drag it in, drag it down, put it down here. There we go. And then we're going to have some at the top and the bottom, which will be kind of cool looking. Hopefully this looks good. If it's too much like teeth, then maybe it wouldn't be something that the UNSC would do. Didn't occur to me how much it would look like teeth until just now. Might look a little off. But nah, I think it'll be fine, especially if we end up putting like yellow stripes on it or something to warn against like hitting it with the crates and the booms and stuff. Let's go a little bit higher up so that it completely covers it up. That will be good. And then now, we want to duplicate it this way. We want to rotate it like that. Is that the same? Is that the correct angle? Yeah, I think so. Then we need to snap it to that one and then adjust its X coordinate to match. It feels weird, like I've got it at the wrong angle. And if I do, then I'll have to adjust that, but that's a convenient value. Because that means if I go to 50, I can go down to... Whoop. Oh, I deleted the period. There we go. That's a simple bringing it to 50. Let's see if that lines up, because we did have the problem with it going... Yep, it's 0.3 now. Not sure why. So we need this to go back up to 0.3 actually, because that would be... No? Did I do something wrong? Okay, that's really weird. Now it's like 1.3? I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's just nudge it back to the position, because it was at an exact value of 10. Oh man, my glass is off. Huh. Is it that way over here? Yeah, it's the middle glass. That's unusual. Didn't expect that. Thought I had it right. There we go. Now it's all right. Okay, cool. Oh, I do need to center it, though. Back to 0.3. So that there will be the same exact... Like, even if there's a slight crack-looking thing there, because they overlap each other anyway, there's going to be a dark line. So even if there's a slight gap between them, which you won't be able to see from far away anyway, as you can see, especially whenever it's reflecting light off it, it won't be a big deal, and the main thing is that they're the same on both sides. It needs to look the same, you know? So I want it to look right. I think this is the wrong angle, and I think that's why it's having trouble. Why I'm having trouble getting it to line up. Okay, what is going on here? What's the correct angle? Is it that one? Because I think I did go back 5 degrees. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so now I just got to recopy this and put it over here. I think this is the right spot. So we go Control V, go by 3.3, and see if that's the right spot. No, it's still not right. Okay, I'm not sure what the gap here is. This one is 45 degrees, 80, and 180. This one should be... Okay, so 45 degrees, 180, but then over there, instead of 80, we're at 105. Okay, this is straight. No, it's not. Okay, that's straight with the with that axis at 90. So 90 plus, or well, minus 20 there, so should be plus 20. So I guess it's There? Guess that's correct. Well, here we go again. I thought this was what I just had it at, and then I adjusted it and it didn't fit. Yeah. Something weird is happening. Involving this. Why am I off? What is so wrong here? This is correct, right? Like this is... Yeah, this is flat. Yeah, that's flat with that angle. How am I so far off? Can't think of this for some reason. Like if this one lines up at the top and bottom, that one should line up at the top and bottom too. But the angle is going off so far. And I don't understand why. Is this object like somehow twisted on its... This is object's rotation. Let's see. Okay, that's its pivot point. Where is it? Oh gosh. Where is its pivot point located? Exactly. It's right in the middle there. What? How is this a problem? I don't understand. It's like my glass over here is wrong. But there's no way. I don't know what's going on. Well, we're going to have to figure this out with some weird finagling, I think. Like, that is correct, I guess? Does it look the same? Yeah. I don't understand why that is correct, but that's correct for some reason. Now, obviously, we're going to get the z-axis off this one because I just adjusted it a bit whenever that went through. There, now they're the correct height. And get the y-axis. And then we will finally do the z-axis and see if their locations will match up. This rotation looks more correct. So, at least. So let's go negative. We'll do a whole 1 degree. Look at that. Centered. Okay, so that worked. I don't know why it was so frustrating, but not too big of a deal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this whole thing. Oh. Select this one as my snapping point. Oop. Turn off object movement. Snap that back in to... Nope, nope, nope. There. And then... What? Oh, right. Where's my minus? There we go. And then flip it over entirely like this. And that'll find me my exact spots for the top. There we go. I can delete this middle one. Now... That's what we're looking at now, which doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty cool. And we have the ability to, of course, color all of this and make it look like a UNSC building through that. And it'll look like this from below with the dark glass. You know what? I actually do want to make sure that those glass are not continuing to break the thing. So I'm going to quit and come back in just to be 100% certain. It'll take like 5 minutes to make this, to do this at most. No, probably like a minute. I don't remember how long it took last time, but yeah. Make sure that it's not broken again with the saving. That was usually the next day. It's just not doing that anymore, but it's usually a server problem or a network problem on my end. By the next day, I'm sort of like, it's all cleared itself up. But let's see. 96%. What's up, man? Checking in on break. Nice. I've just quit out of the map to go back into it, just so that I could make sure it's saving. How's the map looking? I'm about to get back into the map. As soon as it's back into the map, I'll show you. We were just working on the UNSC sort of observation deck, or command deck, something to that effect. Yeah, I think that'd probably be called a command deck, actually. So basically, this is what where I moved it up to get it out of the way. And this is what I was telling you about. How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. I had that the onion thing yesterday. But basically, those corpses look like people convening over a hollow table and talking about some kind of greater strategies while there's a drill being run down below with the Spartans. That's the idea anyway. And what I'm going to do is actually put the inside, like whenever you look up like this, that dark space, you know, makes it really good, like the stars. And I could put another window up there to where they could like observe the sky. But what I was thinking was actually putting I could do that, or I could do concrete. I might just duplicate the floor and then just raise it up and make it be the ceiling as well. But yeah. This area's got some windows to look down, to, you know, watch down on. It doesn't have to have good footing because we are not doing that spot. Like we're not playing up here. This is just for looks. And it doesn't have to be too detailed either because you can barely see through. So I'm gonna probably throw some like computer terminals up there. It looks very, very cool. Dope. Nice. And over here we got this going on. I was trying to fix these concrete pieces. But they, yeah, I might put more glass paneling on the floor like I did over here, so that they can walk out and look straight down and observe, you know, what's going on down there, you know. In which case, actually, my concrete in the middle, I should put one that's in the middle. How am I gonna snap that? Oh, I know exactly how to snap it. The glass is there. The glass is lined up. So this middle, why did that go 45? Okay, I'm at 45. Basically, there's a middle line. This middle piece here can snap to the glass panel over here, and that should work out just fine. And actually, that's the right width, I would say. I mean, I maybe want to go to the middle line here instead, but yeah. And actually, I want to get something that looks like this that will continue on. I hope there's one that's even close to that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find something else that's similar. But yeah, let's see. Double-sided. Like I could just grab something like this, like a thicker angled strut. But yeah, I don't think they have a straight strut that's designed to look the same. Would be cool if they did, but the Y is a pretty cool one. That looks like it was a pain to build. It kind of was, especially copying over from the other side. We're not even really done with all the glass yet. As you can see over here, there's not even glass on this side yet. So basically what I have to do is copy it, rotate it to the correct angle, snap it back to line up with this glass, and then tell it to go to the opposite, and then get the X coordinate and set it to the same X coordinate over here, but like negative, and then offset by 0.1, or actually 0.5 to line up over here, because this area, while these areas are off by 0.1, technically this stuff is all off by 0.5. I mean, this is all off by 1, and this is all off by 0.5. So, so technically, I think that what happened was, whenever you were transitioning from straight cubes to like angled cubes at some point, you lost like 0.5, and then you did it again somewhere else and lost 0.5. So then, like at the beginning, something has got to be angled. Like centered correctly, but then it slowly got off by 0.5, then 0.5 again. That's why over here is off by 1, I think is what happened. So it just sort of like goes in a gradual thing. The only thing that does is this cube, as you can see, is thicker on this side than it is on this side, and most people are not going to even notice that because they're not going to be like observing that cube really closely. But we could actually, like, you know, do something about that to make it look right, even though it won't be. You know what I mean? Because as you can see there, that thickness and that thickness is correct. So I aligned it, so it's all aligned perfectly past this point, but on this side, it's not. So, yeah, anyway. It's just a very minor adjustment we'll have to get around. Lurking and can't hear you because I'm busy. Oh, gotcha. Well, just let me know if you chime in. He can't hear me, so I'm not even sure why I'm telling him that. But yeah, Can you go to elevator side and look at that observation deck on the ground? Yes. So it's gonna look like this. Oh, from all the way down here though. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, I probably messed something up at some point, lol. Yeah, it's alright though, because like it's like everyone else is always saying, and what I was saying before as well, is that like it really doesn't like people aren't really gonna notice while they're playing. And I don't think it's gonna mess up, like if it really comes down to it, that like it causes like camo, like one side always gets camo before the other side because they're 0.5 faster, you know what I mean, because of distance. We can move all of their spawn points back 0.5, you know what I mean, and then it just like that'll balance it out perfectly, and they won't notice that they're spawning at 0.5 off. So as long as timing it, as long as they don't like time it with a clock and it turns out that they're like, oh man, it's 0.5 off, you know what I mean, it won't be a big deal. But yeah, so over here you can kind of vaguely see the galaxy. It'll actually be really cool to see from up here, since I think this is off limits for now, but it won't be in the big team battle. Yeah, you'll be able to see them pretty good up there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, one thing I was saying earlier before you joined in was that I'm also considering, like, once we can have campaign AI, if I can like spawn campaign AI up here where there's just like a couple of Marines up here just hanging out and walking around, it might be kind of cool. Like I could have these that are just standing here still, the little corpses, but have like one or two of them up here with like, maybe I can do a script that tells them to do weapons down mode, you know? And they'll just be walking around with their weapons down, not able to get to any enemies, just like wandering, you know? Something like that. Or if you can't do that, then just have them walking around with their guns up, and people will be like, why are they walking around aiming guns at their commanding officers? Yeah, AI would be awesome, yeah. And just having them walking around up there with some of them standing still will make the ones standing still feel less like they are standing still, you know what I mean? Actually, the juxtaposition between the two might make it worse. I don't know. But, yeah. Just in general. I really wish that they had done something like, so the Spartan you can place, right? I was always feeling like, let's see, Halo design set, like, it would have made sense. Scale objects, player scale. I could actually put one of these up here too. They'll be T-posed, so it'll be a little weird looking. But having a Spartan up here would be a little bit more in keeping with, you know, lore. Even if he's just T-posed. Let's see if that looks fine. That looks iffy. I feel like if I'm going to do that, I need to make his armor black and see if that looks better. Because, let's see. Let's see. I think this is the under armor. Let's go pitch black here. And that design grid is awful. Is that mod? Oh, it's the dirt layer. It's the dirt layer. Let's go to 0 there. Oh, and 0 there. And do the tech suit as pitch black. And then the armor, we'll do a gray. Or actually, let's just do big green style. Let's make it look like Master Chief. Ooh, why am I looking? Whoops, grabbed the wrong one. Fix it, and then go down here. Let's go Master Chief green, or UNSC green. Like so. And that should be dark enough that if we do that and then we go... What the heck? Why'd that mess everything else up? That looks pretty cool. Alright, we'll just leave it at that. And let's see. Yeah, if you look closely, you might spot the Spartan. Because it's so dark. And be able to identify it as a Spartan. And if you go over here, where the blue glow is in front of the Spartan, you can kind of make out what they look like better. And you'd be able to tell, yeah, that is in fact a Spartan and not a Marine. It's not too great, because they're in weird dead positions, and this guy's T-posing. But, it's alright. Maybe if I did something clever, like clipping his arm into another character, and then having like a computer terminal here, and clipping his arm inside of that, so you can't tell that his arms are in a weird angle. then that would work, but we'll worry about that later. I'm going to move on from there and just continue to finish the actual structure. So we'll think about something later whenever we get it done, because it could be that once we adjust lighting and stuff like that, there'll be such lens flares on these glass that you can hardly make out what's going on up there anyway. You know what I mean? We might have a little bit more of, like over here, it definitely works. Over here is where it works fine for everyone except for that Spartan, I would say. It's kind of weirdly T-posing. You know what would actually solve it? Hold on. I know exactly how to solve this. Angle him toward them so that whenever they look over there, they can't see his arm. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's T-posing anymore. Now, we know he's T-posing, so looking at his arm, you can kind of tell the way the one arm you can see is. But if you actually like close your eyes, reopen it, look at its positioning and stuff like that, it doesn't feel like he's T-posing anymore. Even if you like looked close with a zoom. Yeah, you can't really tell. It looks like he's got one arm up, and the other arm is sort of hidden. Yeah, that works. Cool. And then, of course, viewed from other angles, down here, you'll be seeing through the really dark glass, because the blue light isn't working the same. You can kind of see him T-posing here. Yeah, so that'll be the angle we have to work on. Anyway, let's do some supports. Did my music stop? It sounds like it stopped, but it might just be paused. No, it did stop. Here we go. Alright, so we need a support that will fit here. And that's where this stuff comes into play. I could, for example, this would be kind of cool, but I might want to do another one of those for visual clarity. But let's try this. Let's just reset its rotation and find the correct angle. Which I don't think this is it, but we're going to see. I think it was this one. Okay, that should be snapping to a middle. Oh, the middle's up here. That's right. And then we will drag it down and out, and then we will scale it to make it make sense. And whenever everything is more correctly colored, all of this will feel a lot more like it's supposed to. Oh, object movement, please. Okay. Okay, here we go. That looks cool. It actually even looks like it hinges because of the way that overlaps right there. It built a hinge-looking thing. Almost like this glass could open up if it wanted to. Now, of course, I need to scale this. This is horrible, but this does look like it's going to work, and that's the important thing. So what I'll do is I'm going to put this in the middle and 180 flip it and scale it this way so that it stays in position. And then try 180 flipping it again and see if that looks any good. Looks alright. I think I want to go way shorter. Does this scale? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, and then we want glass floor there. So we're gonna grab, I guess, this panel. Now we'll grab this one. And we'll flip it 90 degrees and snap it here. I believe this is NMPHQ and not the Menagerie. Oh, Skyline, which is the music for NMPHQ. That was actually supposedly the original name for that level was going to be called Skyline. Okay, so I don't remember how much I adjusted this, but apparently I need to do it over here. Scale, I think it was Y, yes, the Y axis. Okay, so if we go here, we rescale it to there, and then we snap it up there to there, and then we go here. So that was like the internal dev name for it, to where I believe on the with the mod tools, the dev kit basically they released for Master Chief Collection for all of the games. I believe the reach one shows that the level is called Skyline, like internally with its regular internal files, which is pretty cool. It's a good name for a map. Let's see. There we go. Cool. Are you gonna make the front look like a wall or something is on struts and hinges for that gap in the front? Wait, which gap? This gap here? Or which one did you mean? Because I was in the middle of... Wait, what do you mean? I am confused. But yeah, I was planning on doing this. This strut is not going to clip through here because this piece will not be lined up like this. I will line it up more with where the glass panel is. I'll actually nudge it on the Y until it looks good. Let's see, that front below the glass. Like this... Oh, this stuff. Yeah, I think we were talking about making this look like a giant, like, seal, like a shutter door seal for it, so that you could close this area off, because these are door seals. And we might have to do maybe some cross beams, might be kind of cool. Oh, I was going to ask you, before I say that, I was thinking about if this is the barracks and there's a way up here and we use this balcony for the big team battle version, scaling, we could put a door here, right? And that door could then have a little bit of railing around that side that's actually higher than this one. That's like a little higher up right there. Like that rectangle area in the front is perfect for the shutter thing. Yeah. Like this piece. I was thinking about having it come down and out at a slope so that they can use this as an observation deck. I don't know if we need... Okay. Oh, I'm inside of an object. Okay, what I was wondering is... So sightline here just needs to be able to shoot there, right? And I believe grenades will make it. Yeah, just about. Like, this would work right here. Very easily. So we don't need that area to be open up there. We could close that part of it up and then just leave it open down here. But if you feel like I should put something there to make it to where at least we can see through it because of the visual of having the Oni building over there, because I do like the idea of the Oni emblem. I'm going to make the Oni emblem up there. I'm going to make the Oni building taller and put the Oni emblem a little higher. If I put a frame and support and all that and then put a window right there, then you'd be able to see the Oni emblem from over here, and you'd be able to see it as it moves across the skyline, which I think is really cool. Yeah, that open area is what I'm talking about, the top part. Yeah, I'm thinking about either closing that up or closing it up with a window. Like, it doesn't need to be open as far as, like, gameplay is concerned with, like, weapons. Or, like, with, shooting and grenades. So, because, as we just saw, you can get all the way down that ramp over there. Like, the top of that T shape. Yeah. So, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna slap a piece of glass there to demonstrate what I'm talking about, which I think is what you're asking about too, is if, obviously I haven't adjusted it yet, if that was there, right, then we could allow you to see the Oni emblem from here, and it would have like this nice little like, it'd still keep the T-shape. I kind of like the T-shape. It feels like a T-shaped visor, like you're looking out through a window, or through a visor almost. So what I'm probably going to do is have these supports go into here, and maybe have like a beam across that comes from that one over to that one, going across and sort of connecting to those, to sort of give it like this floating support. Yeah, that would be a cool, yeah, that's how I was thinking. Just, I was vibing that. I wasn't really thinking it. That's what I was talking about, where I think like with abstract, thought, is that I'm like, I was intuiting that as I was doing it, and not really thinking it per se, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but yeah. Okay, so that was apparently off on the z-axis. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down to nudge it back into position and line it up there, and then I'm gonna bring these back. See, I gotta go, but I'll check back later after work and keep it up. So keep it up. Cool, sounds good. Yeah. This is, yeah, okay, so if I go like this, I think that is that direction. Let's see. Oop, did I just change? Oh no, it was a 15. Good. Okay, and then I need to go down this. No. I need to keep that there and flip it around. Oh. Okay, how many times did I flip it? I think it's this. Yeah, there we go. And then I bring it back in. It's looking fantastic. Later, Will. Later. I'll catch you later. And if you want to hop into Discord, we can still keep chatting. Actually, I think I want to keep this down here. And the reason being is because I want to kind of line up with that. So if it goes all the way out this way, right, and touches there, and then I bring it, oop, not there, here, down. And then I could theoretically adjust this, because right now it's just sort of like floating there. It changed where it's located very heavily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and drag it back out just a hair to make it fit that new concrete placement. And that should hide our problem area on both sides, where they should both align properly. Unfortunately, this is now no longer centered. And I don't remember how much I grew it. I should have probably tracked that. Wait, is it? Oh, that's that direction. So it's 25.2. I should have really copied that and then done something smarter. But anyway. Or put it centered and then just duplicated it. That would have been a really good idea. Let's see. I'm gonna get let's see. I think I want to go over here, select that, do that, and not 90 degrees. Okay, so I need this one's rotation to match that one, which is weird. Boy, that got real weird. Okay, I don't want it to match it completely, because actually that is very different. I want it to be... Did I barrel roll this by accident? No, it's the same. Okay, well, it's close enough anyway that it looks right. I just gotta be like this. There we go. So now I just need this one's Y. Put it over here to this one's Y. Oh, was it already set to the Y? Crazy. And then this one's X. Put it to this one's X. Yeah. Oh, this is size. That's what I'm looking at. That's why it's the same, because I'm grabbing the wrong thing. Sorry, everyone. If anybody was noticing that, you're probably screaming at the screen like, "Oh my God, you idiot!" Let's see. Okay, now we got to grab the X and put it over here for this one, and adjust it by 0.5. Okay, so that would actually bring this to a 7, and this down to a 0. Oh, and negative. Negative. There we go. And that did not do it right because it's probably that that's actually 0.3, which would be 2 more than this, so 9. Nope. Nope, that didn't work. I don't remember what we ended up figuring out here. I'm just going to eyeball it and drag it, because this is one of those things where I can go on its axis here and move it this way and line it up in the middle, and then come over here and look at it from below to see how this one is. Make sure I've got it lined up from the front to back, which I don't believe I do. If that's right, is the Z correct? No, this is making the concrete. Oh, right. I haven't copied this over yet. It needs to drag all the way in. Okay. And your Z is still 807.81. 807.81. Okay. Good. I might still need to bring it forward a little more after I get the concrete fixed, because the concrete is giving me the most trouble. I believe this is just a 45-degree twist. I was actually trying to turn that off, but okay. There we go. That is definitely not 45-degree twist. It's a 30-degree twist, I believe. There we go. There we go. Now that should line up with this one. If this is all correct, then this will scale perfectly into that. And hide the, or not perfectly, but just off center, because it was off center over here. And I just let it... No, it did touch. Oh man, these micro adjustments are so tough on this. Okay, well I may have to adjust the entire map or something like that, but I don't think I'm going to necessarily have to. I think this is able to probably hide the blemish if we just position this perfectly. So as you can see, that is touching there, but it's not even touching over here, so something wonky is going on over here. That line is not lining up very well with this one, and I'm suspecting that what's going on over here is that this panel, this glass panel, is not lined up correctly. It is not. Something went wrong at some point with this glass panel, because as you can see, it is not showing any of the frame. You can see where it kind of gets to a different angle there. It's got that angle there, and this one does not. Did I replace this side where I scaled it correctly or not? I think I did scale the bottom one. Did I not scale it? Are these different? This might be the problem right here. Let's see. What is my Z? Let's see. 14.01 and 12.6. Or 0.07 rather. 14.07 and 12.6. That is the same height. Which means this panel is snapped there. This panel snapped there, and yet it is not working. Okay, what's the Z location here? 81237, 81238, that's the same. 82299, 82299. So what's going wrong here? Is it the positioning of this? Because it is exactly like the other side, and then this is not? That's the problem, right there. They're all off by that tiny margin. What about over here? Correct. Okay, so this side needs to be moved. Finally found it. Okay. So we're looking at the Y location. We're gonna go there. Maybe even 0.05. No, wait, that was farther forward. 0.15? No, not quite. Let's go to 0.13. That looks correct. So if we line this up now, and we do it up here, that looks correct. Thin and thicker. Okay, there we go. Looks right down here. Looks right everywhere else. It, so now that panel, this column, or this support, can come back farther. Because it's now clipping a little bit better over here. Is this correct? Okay. Well, okay. So we can now grab this and drag it back, and possibly also the one above it, until it touches the concrete. Please select what I'm actually pointing at. Thank you. Okay, this piece needs to go into that one. It's kind of like that. It actually just barely pokes through on the other one, which I'm going to fix. Because that creates this extra line there, which doesn't need to be there. There we go. Okay, so does that work? Is that good? It puts the concrete going through it. Okay, we're looking at an angle issue, it looks like. Ugh. Figuring all this out is sometimes really frustrating. Let's go. Let's see. Boom, that there. Okay. And good. Let's see if that looks right. Those teeth just don't look right. Can we bring it this way? Jeez. Getting these together the right angle whenever everything is off is a little bit tough. Okay, I'm gonna go check over here. Yeah, that's good there. We can go to there. There we go. And then it's touching there. And is that the right angle? We gotta move it back to how we had it. Or back to centered. More like that. And then we gotta move over here. That's good. That's hovering. Jesus. Getting this thing to go right. It's way too troublesome. Okay, well, we're going to adjust this separate from that one and see if that helps. No, it doesn't. That makes it really bad. God damn. This is very tough, Ripshade. I might need to figure out a way to... You know what I could do? If I could get this to look good, then I could change that part's angle to where it still covers up the same amount there, but it goes at a slightly different angle. I don't think anyone will notice that. I think I have some adjustments to do to figure this thing back to the right spot. Although maybe I could just undo a bunch. Yeah, that's whenever I was sliding it, so I hadn't adjusted angle yet. So that should be good. And, whoop, here we go. Let's drag this up and back down. There we go. And then we've got this problem with the concrete. Okay, so... Oh man, this is so much finagling. I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna finish that part off stream. I'm gonna leave that there, as close to it as I can get it. Leave it like this for now, and I'm gonna come back to it later. This glass is not the right height. Oh wait, no, yeah, it is. That's right. These parts are supposed to be taller. Oh, then that means the middle should be taller too. No, I'm gonna leave it lower. It looks good where it is. Okay. Anyway, so what I was trying to do with this was that I would then proceed to put glass here, nice and centered, which might actually, once I start building down below, help me figure this part out. But I might just have to actually bite the bullet and move all of this the direction it's supposed to go. Because, like, the way it's poking out through there, the way it's not over here, for example, is throwing everything off. And it kind of makes me feel like I'm not sure what to do about it, you know what I mean? Anyway. Let's see. Okay. It is about that time anyway, though. So I'm going to finish this off stream. We're getting it closer and closer. I got to show off all this build. I'm going to finish it off stream. Yeah, that'll be it for today, I think. Because we got to get going. It's looking good from inside and from outside. We got that going on. Yeah, I like it. I'm liking it. Okay, yeah, okay. I will, I'll sign off for here for now, and actually, probably tomorrow, what I'm going to do is switch it back to the other map while on stream. Aaron's been wanting me to do that one for a while, and I agree that I'd like to switch back to that one for a bit. So probably for the entire stream, I'll do, you know, terrain. I might show this one off tomorrow, but it will be a stream about the other map again, which I hadn't really worked on in a while. So, yeah. I'll catch you guys next time, and yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that, since Aaron is probably he said he's gonna lurk with his mic off. He may not even be able to hear what I'm saying right now, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say going to stream the other deserts map tomorrow instead. Since I haven't done that one in a while, but I'll be working on this one off stream. Because I just want to be able to do a little bit of both. Did that send? There it goes. Yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of both. Even though, you know, we're trying to reach that deadline, I'd actually work on things off stream more than on stream most of the time. So, like, more time put into it. So, you know, losing the on stream stuff isn't really as big of a deal as it might seem. But yeah, okay. So, anyway, I'll catch you guys next time.